Hi, this is Shadi. This subject I cannot talk about enough, and that is the safety while at the same time keeping it as a martial art, or at least keep the martial aspect in the mind. So, what I want to talk about today is a competition for very young people, children, all of it, and just one injury or one irresponsible act can affect your entire life. So, of course, I'm going to talk about the people who are uh, irresponsible. Of course, you should be very mindful of what you're doing, and you should be knowing the rules also. And second is how to prevent these things, because no, don't put yourself in a bad position, of course. So before we do that, don't forget to check out my book, The Origins and History of Judo. Links will be below. So here you can see just how young these kids are, and look at this, just absolutely picks her up, puts her down, or slams her down, I should say. And here you can see going through a lot of therapy, back brace, and luckily she got off easy. And these competitions, uh, there's just endless footage of these. Some people even going limp. Uh, in the past, way back in the past, this when you could lift someone like this, when their spine is fully upright, that was considered an ippon. Of course, without the slam, it was called like a high lift. And the idea behind this is that if I can lift you up in this manner and have your spine fully straight, that means I can slam you and end your life basically, or uh, irreparably damage someone. This is, of course, speaking from a martial standpoint. I've talked about daki age before. Of course, guard jumping is another issue. Here you can see Oda Tsunetane. Now you can say he keeps his feet open, so it's not a lot of danger on the knee like those who jump, close, and then drop, but still it's very hazardous. But you should always have your legs open when someone is standing up. You should not let them pick you up like this. I was at the European Championship last year in Paris, and I saw a lot of people closing the guard, the other one stands up. They still maintain the closed guard, and it's just not something, not a habit that you would want to build. So, personally, I think it should be incentivized from a sports standpoint, that something like daki age, a straight spine, people will say this is jiu-jitsu, so to give the full win is not logical. Yes, some people still treat it like a game, still treat it like a sport, and I understand that. They go out and compete often. But this should be rewarded, something like the back take, the 4 points. Why am I saying this? What's more dangerous than someone having the ability to pick you up fully and also having your back? I don't see any difference. You've seen, of course, ADCC, slamming is legal. You can see a lot of passing out, and you actually win like a knockout. There's this famous footage of the buggy choke, and then gets picked up and slammed and goes to sleep. So you have to understand something, that it only takes one bad slam to irreparably change your life. Maybe these girls or these boys, when they want to grow up, they want to have children. Do you think they can have children with the, if they cannot walk, for example, or they cannot function properly? Of course they cannot. Of course, some people, if they decide they want to have children, they should be very healthy to not only bear the child but also to raise them properly. As a parent, your responsibility is to be fully healthy. So don't take these types of options away from people. I'm sure these people know the rules before they slam, and still they do it. And that's another thing, is you should have some type of massive ban behind this. You should not be allowed on the mats when you are someone that fully is aware of the rules and still pick someone up like this and slam them, knowing full well what this can do to them. So again, I had my head bounce off the mat from an osotogari, and I heard ringing for like a minute, and I had a headache. Luckily, I was not concussed, but imagine I was picked up fully and slammed, and someone's weight also on me. So this whole thing is very, very dangerous. You're not only to just say guard slamming is illegal. That's it. Is, in my opinion, just scratching the surface. First of all, that means a lot of people will think they're fully safe because the other party cannot slam them down. You don't put that much control into the other. You really don't know what's in their head. That's one. Two, that's not a habit that you want to build. God forbid something happens outside of the mats and you're in close guard, the other guy stands up. Your body will do what it's used to doing. Okay, in such a stressful situation, you're not going to be fully thinking. Keep this in mind. So teachers should be incentivizing the students when someone tries to stand up, like the old Gracie that self-defense tutorials. Open your legs, try to keep your back low, etc., even if guard slamming is not allowed. So these are a lot of things that you should be discussing from your standpoint, what you can control yourself, and when it comes to the stuff that you cannot control. So I think picking up someone who's stubborn, that doesn't want to let go, should be awarded like 4 points. So that will incentivize you to not keep your legs closed and being easily pulled away from the ground. And two, if someone does these slams, the repercussions should be very severe. Like I would say, I don't know, 3, 6, a year, I don't know, a ban from competing, something severe, because this is not a joke. Like you don't want to learn from it when after it happens. That's what I'm trying to say. So guard jumping, also getting picked up, all these, you should be learning from them. I saw many people just getting picked up. The other guy doesn't slam them in the European Championship, but they're just hanging out in the air like this. This is such a ridiculous position to be in, and one that should be incentivized not to be in, giving the other points, or I don't know. So and also, look, now you have kids probably suffering from this, so please guys, be careful. I'm not saying do takedowns, and I understand it's a sport. Some people just want to compete in jiu-jitsu and have fun and be in shape, but when it comes to this particular subject, be mindful, keep reality in mind. Otherwise, you don't want a reality check. So if you have anything to add, let me know down below. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.